last week on Build Box. So builders, go ahead and open up your build boxes. You've got 3 hours to complete a pistol caliber carbine. Now Kenzie, you get to pick between 2 advantages. Today's mystery advantage is Judgment Day.
Let's do Judgment Day. Why?
Adam, you get the range challenge.
Perfect.
I was struggling, like it was not seating correctly.
Did you loosen the screws?
Ursula got a trigger pin stuck.
You know what, I was gonna go with something different, but then after she beat me on speed, I'm like, she's not beating me at this.
I hate you, Adam, but I outshot you still, so.
You gotta file the front of the housing in the tent, that's it.
1 hour, 30 minutes left.
I'm going in for help. I got 5 minutes with a judge.
So do you see how much more you've got to take?
How do I get a mil-spec trigger in then?
Do you know how to put a mil-spec trigger together?
It's been a long time.
For more than 3 centuries, Americans have built their own guns. And now it's more popular than ever. Today, 3 builders race the clock and each other. They face a mission-specific box of parts and a series of challenges. The winner earns bragging rights, prizes, and takes home a gun. This is Build Box.
1 hour, 30 minutes left.
So do you see how much more you've got to take?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Well, if you've got time at the end, you can always pop this open and work on it more.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks.
That trigger could be the difference.
How's that trigger coming along over there?
Oh my God. Dude.
No? You guys want the challenge flag?
Huh?
All right, I'm throwing the flag.
Of course it was.
Going toward the range. I threw the red flag. I thought, let's send her out to the range, get her away from her build for a little bit. She was already ahead of me, so my plan was to use that time to work on my trigger.
Okay, Kenzie, you've got the range challenge flag. Grab your eyes and ears and get to the range because the clock is ticking.
Have fun, Kenzie. Good luck.
So fun. So fun.
Oh, Dremel's coming out.
So I'm running out there as fast as I can. First of all, I hate running, but you're on the clock, right? So I run out there and I see Chris with at least a semi-auto instead of a revolver this time. So I was really happy. I had a SIG 22 with a red dot on there.
Whew. Run.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
I don't like running.
Yeah. Running is not my favorite.
How was the competition?
Couldn't see the red dot. I hate 22s.
I threw the flag right back at Adam, took out all my frustration, pegging him with that because I was so angry coming back into the room, hot, sweaty, and having to go back to the trigger, and he was pleasantly in the AC the whole time.
What do I want to do?
Okay. She's headed to paint.
Yeah.
So you're good.
Yeah.
You're headed to paint.
Yeah.
So I really like colorful things. I have all sorts of custom guns. So when I went with the colors, I wanted to do a pink, blue, and this yellow, which we didn't have in the studio, which was okay. So I went with the purple. So the very first thing I did is take acetone just to make sure fingerprints, grease, sweat, anything that wouldn't have the paint stick would come off of it.
There goes nothing.
What I did is I sprayed blue, kind of like a zebra stripe on the black handguard and everything like that, with pink in between. And then I did something a little bit different. I wanted to do splatter, but we didn't have like a splatter tool. So I did a rag and I sprayed purple spray paint onto the rag and dabbed it to give this like texturized look to it, and turned out really good. So already the colors were working where they all kind of lined up as the full gun build in my head. I had them all hanging next to each other so I could see like the pattern.
Hey, have you ever put your castle nut on backwards before?
My what?
Have you ever put your castle nut on backwards?
She gets the spring and the D10 in the back of that.
Yeah. No, your castle nut is on backwards.
Yeah, but I don't see the back plate on there either.
I realized that I did not put the my takedown pin detent or the spring or the back plate on. And I'm like, that's great. And that was after I realized I put my castle nut on backwards. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I just kept looking at that clock. Like,
I can't see.
Ooh, there goes the buffer detent.
Was it there?
No, the buffer
Now that was
detent
the
came
buffer
up.
detent in spring one.
Somewhere it got yeeted into space.
Ursula, one of the
Yes.
pieces is under this leg.
Huh?
It's right.
Oh, God, thank you.
And the other piece went that
I
way.
got the other one.
You got the other piece?
Adam, you're spending an awful lot of time with that trigger.
Absolutely.
You are a lot of time.
Start the timer, 10 minutes.
All right, we'll see.
Damn, bold move, man.
I wasn't sweaty before, I am now.
Oh my goodness.
That looks pretty cool. It looks good.
Yeah.
Wow.
You got 30 minutes left, builders. 30 minutes left. Get to building.
So I live in Phoenix, Arizona. So therefore, I was like, you know what? Desert. I'm in the desert. But since I also grew up in Detroit and I originally wanted to do like a nice little ghetto theme, like just straight gold. And I was like, you know what? I could just do a nice little camel pattern with little hints of gold in it. Therefore, like I have that desert aspect and I also have the me growing up in the ghetto, like shiny and blinky things, and just make it nice, tasteful, functional.
Well, time is ticking.
Some strong hands put that in there, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, sending a little too hard, it looks like.
Oh.
As I'm working on that trigger and it gets stuck, my heart sank. I was like, I'm done. Time to pack it up. Time to get back on the plane, head back to Ohio. There's no way this is working. And it was mind over matter at that time.
Build Box, brought to you by Hollow Sun, GunTalkTV.com, Wheeler Tools, Aero Precision, and Ballistic Advantage.
I hate trigger pins. Don't look.
That didn't seem
Did
bad.
they go in? Yeah?
Yep.
There's hope.
This is the Timney trigger?
Uh-huh.
It works.
So, yeah, we got an issue over here I'm trying to work through.
What's the solution?
TBD. I thought, I gotta do this, I gotta get it right. And I kept working it, I kept working what I needed to do, and I got the trigger to work. It's in there super snug, but it fires, and it fires really well. Wanted to make sure that the gun functioned. It cycled to the second round. Both rounds fired. The bolt hold open stayed open. And once I had that worked out and I knew the gun was functioning, then I could move on to the next step of the aesthetic aspect of it.
What are you seeing? What's interesting?
We've got 2 guns that are painted, being assembled. We've got 1 gun on the end. He's done a test fire. He likes the way it runs, but aesthetically, nothing.
He went into test fire, and now he's like, okay, it runs. Now I'm gonna go customize it. They went and painted. They haven't shot the guns yet.
When we had the option to paint the gun, I originally thought about the thin red line. Being a firefighter, the thin red line, I have a lot of thin red line items, and that's what I was going for. I like what it represents, and I was trying to find a way to incorporate red into my build. I was looking at the stencils, I was looking at the different gun skins we had, and nothing was really fitting my build or my thought process. So that's when I just decided to go with the striping template that I went with in just the red color. So it's my play on it, wanting to have a thin red line, but really going with just the red accents. All my other guns that I've ever built before also have red accents, so I kind of stuck with my traditions, what I believe in.
All right, he's back.
Ooh.
Woo! They call me the
I like that feisty red, man. That's good.
Thank you. First time I've ever painted a gun. Real shot in the dark.
100% that's a fireman's gun.
Oh yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah. He's striking the red grip.
Adam,
Yes, sir.
you won the bonus box
Yeah, I
red
wasted
grip,
it.
and it doesn't look like you're using it.
Nope, I wasted it. That's all right. I had, you know, when I painted it, I didn't know if I was gonna have enough time, so I wanted something with a little flair, but that red just clashes with the gun, so if we're gonna make things that look pretty too, go all the way.
I noticed that I had some scratches, and part of me, I was like, I could be super lazy and just do a battle-worn finish, so I kind of tried that a little bit, and I was like, I'm gonna go repaint, touch up some spots, make it look good, and present it.
2 minutes left.
I don't mind the paracord if it's done right. She's got a gap on it. I'd scrap it. I just don't do it.
I don't know how to tie paracord, but it's gonna look cool.
Ursula is painting.
1 minute. 1 minute left.
You really need to know how to tie paracord. I just realized that was not for me.
Now I'm nervous.
I am. I'm nervous.
10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Time's up. Hands up. You guys are done. Nice job.
Woo.
Good job.
Good job. Good job. That was fun.
Good job.
That went by in a blink of an eye.
Yeah, right? I really hated the trigger.
Oh, tell me about it.
How we feeling?
God, I love my color.
Look, I'm happy I finished. I feel like the underdog this whole damn show. So look, especially after that first challenge. So I finished. I'm happy.
Now it's time to head to the range where the judges get to really test your guns. Let's go.
I'm concerned about my gun only because I decided to go with a 9-inch PCC versus everybody else is doing 16. So it's weird. I feel pretty good, but I kind of don't.
All right, fellas, I got high hopes for all these. I'm left side target with Ursula's gun.
Oh, hitting steel, you're clanging. Well, right now you're in the lead. You're gonna be the only one that works.
First gun. Yeah. They shot it. I was nervous. They ended up plinking some steel with it. Okay, cool. Everybody looked like it was okay, so.
You ran it hard and it worked every time.
Yeah.
She spent so long on tuning that buffer system just right that I think out of all three of us, she has the best buffer system that's really nice on recoil. So it was solid.
Back, do it.
I hope he goes as fast as he can through them too.
Uh-oh, got it a dead trigger. Oh, it actually malfunctioned. So we got an actual malfunction here, guys.
We had our reservations about this trigger.
Yes.
And it is completely bad.
Yeah, that trigger just isn't gonna work. So, okay. It is what it is.
Whenever somebody's build doesn't go right and it's heartbreaking, right? Like I want everything to work on everyone's guns. It's the same with like, I shoot competitions a lot. So when I see someone have a malfunction or an error, like it hurts you. So I felt for her. I loved seeing my gun run. First 5 rounds are always that really nerve-wracking moment, right? Does it run? Is it gonna shoot from the hip with the blowback system and all of that? It performed great. So I was really happy and relieved to see that. I was like, okay, test 1, check.
But one thing I noticed is that they shot her rifle way more than my pistol build. Yep, I lost right there.
When True shot, I mean, he was such a fast shooter and really put that gun to the test, and it performed. It went off every single time, no hiccups, so I think she really did a nice job.
They call him the fireman. Here's his heater.
All right.
I'm nervous and anxious all at the same time. Very nervous about the trigger. Spent a lot of time on that. I hope it performs the way I want.
Oh, it runs.
When they started shooting and it was shooting spot on, it was hitting the bullseye, I immediately had a sense of relief.
Good job. I feel less good about mine now, because that's solid too. That's his trigger finger?
Is your trigger finger tired yet?
True starts shooting and I'm like, is that mulatto or is that his trigger finger? I don't know.
Stop.
Oh my God.
Did you? His trigger finger is illegal.
That's part of the gun.
I thought I saw a piece fly off my gun and my heart sank.
No?
Something else did, I don't know. They were looking at something in the grass. I don't know what it was, but I am sick to my stomach waiting to know what that was.
I want to throw up.
Well, wow. Let's take them in and pass final judgment.
Yeah.
Build Box, brought to you by Brownells, Timney Triggers, Blue Force Gear, Real Avid, and Lone Wolf Arms.
All right, guys, pistol caliber creation. We've got Ursula's pistol here. True, let's start with you. What do you think?
This is what I would have built. I would have built something with a shorter barrel. I like the pistol. You meet the requirements for concealed carry. So if you have a concealed carry permit, you fall under those rules. You can have it loaded in your vehicle. So for me, this was the build right here. As far as like the configuration, what she did, that kind of stuff.
I really like this gun. It shot really well for me. The paint leaves a little something to be desired when you get up close to it. There's paint dusted through the handguard. You can see it speckled on the barrel. You know, things like that. For me, aesthetics. Honestly, it's a great gun, but for the trigger.
And that's where it starts to go downhill, is the trigger. It's got to function. All right, we've got Kenzie's carbine, 9mm. Chris, let's go with you first.
Well, I really like this gun. It looks good. She took time to take out the pins and the small parts before she painted it. Big problem for me that she didn't put the bolt hold open on it. I don't like it because it's unsafe. I can't lock the bolt open unless there's a flag in it.
I have issues as well with not having the bolt lock open or bolt release on the gun. And so I think that was a mistake on her part not to put that on.
She just fell a little short, and I'm sure she learned something from it.
Adam was a nervous wreck. So should he have been, Chris?
His gun leaves a little bit to be desired for me. I mean, there's a lot about it I love. He really screwed up here. He didn't understand and take the time to read the directions on the Faxon muzzle brake. It's a self-timing device. He put shims in here. It looks like hell. He spent a tremendous amount of time on his trigger. If he had just gone to the Dremel right away and ground things down, he would have had more time to pull out all these little small parts, and he wouldn't have had to paint them, and that to me would have made this gun look a little cooler and just a little bit cleaner.
He is the only one that used all the parts he was supposed to in the trigger. But while I was shooting this gun, I, in my peripheral vision, saw a piece of the gun come flying off to the left side. I can't even think of the last malfunction that I had that was gun related at a competition or in life, because I Loctite that stuff together. It does not come off once I put it on, and I use a torque wrench and put it to proper specs, and then I just don't seem to have issues.
This might be the closest we've ever been as far as what separates each gun. So it's gonna be a really tight one. I think we've all got our decision.
Yep.
I think we can get them back in here.
Let's do it.
Builders, each of your builds included optics, slings, and custom paint jobs. Even with the stress of the clock, you all kept your focus, used the proper tools, and you all stayed true to your chosen purpose of your individual build. But there were some issues. Ursula, your personal defense PCC checked all the boxes for portability and shootability, but the trigger was not installed correctly, which caused the trigger pins to walk and led to malfunctions.
Ursula, the trigger was an issue. However, the intended purpose of your rifle, your build box selection of the D50 magazine, all went perfectly.
It's kind of like those horror movies where the villain talked to you for like a good hour before he kills you. That's what it kind of felt like.
Kenzie, your gun was an eye catcher, but the bolt catch was left off, which was a problem, preventing the bolt from locking open.
Leaving off the bolt catch was certainly a bone of contention, at least for me. However, you are absolutely inspiring, not only to me and us up here, but everybody that's watching you. You did a fantastic job. Your gun runs great. It looks good, and you should be proud.
Thank you, I am. Having my personality show through the paint job and putting in the work, and the fact that he complimented that was a really big deal to me.
Adam, it took you a while to install the trigger, but you were the only one who did it 100% correctly. The judges liked your paint job, but you had a part fly off the gun during testing. Those last few minutes of your build could have been used to tighten all the screws.
Adam, your fireman-inspired build was hot, but when pieces started falling off, it made me wonder if your chances went up in smoke.
Well, that's confirmed. There's a piece of my gun that went flying off.
This was a tight race. It was a tough decision, but the winner of this Build Box Challenge,
Like, it is killing me, the suspense right now.
We're all stone-faced, shaking nervous.
is
Bro, just get it over with.
Adam.
Oh my God.
Nice job. You guys did such a good job. Such a good job.
See that relief?
He was definitely, I would say, kind of the underdog, but I thought it was cool.
Ursula and Adam were the best people to compete with because we were all top-notch, great paint jobs, ready to roll. So congrats, Adam. I think it was great that a firefighter earned that gun.
I'm still shocked. I couldn't believe it. Still don't believe it. I'm waiting for the hidden camera to come out and say, "I got you, Adam." And winning this just means a lot to me personally, and pretty excited about it, man.
Want to build the guns you saw on the show or something like it? Go to buildboxtv.com, where we have all the links for the parts and tools you'll need.